This is the iPhone 6, and this is the iPhone 15 Pro. Do you see a big difference? Well, if you don't, you're blind, because the camera bump on the 15 Pro is absolutely humongous. It's crazy to think that back in 2014, people were complaining about this tiny little camera bump on the new iPhone. Even Apple wasn't proud of it, as they would hide it in their official images, acting like it's not there. But now, Apple shows it off proudly when you look on their website. And if you haven't caught on yet, this is the problem with iPhone design. First of all, what is wrong with it? Sure, it's really ugly and huge, but that's not why it's an issue. Here are 3 reasons why the iPhone camera bump is a problem. Number 1, when you lay it flat on a table, it rocks, and it rocks a lot. Now, you may be thinking, just put a case on it, and it'll hide the camera bump. Well, Apple's notoriously known for making the big feature for every new iPhone just its better camera, and it shows. The camera bump has gotten so big over the years that even cases now have their own camera bump, so it will still rock on a table with a case. Okay, but who uses their phone on a table anyway? It's made to be held in the hand. But then that presents us with even more problems, which leads us to number 2, drops. The iPhone's camera is so huge that now when you drop it, especially without a case, there's a good chance that the camera will meet the ground first, causing catastrophic shatters like this, and this. I know a lot of people that have dropped their iPhone with a case on, but the camera still manages to break first because they're dumb and bought a case with no lip for the camera. And number 3, MagSafe. Apple introduced MagSafe with the iPhone 12, giving users an all-new ecosystem of accessories that magnetically attach to the back of your iPhone like magic. But the problem is, ever since, the iPhone camera bump has continued to get more and more bigger that MagSafe accessories barely fit anymore. Like this MagSafe Duo charger that Apple literally made. My iPhone won't even sit flush with it anymore when you try to charge it. And the same problem goes for this third-party portable charger I got from Amazon. Furthermore, the iPhone camera bump is not only huge, but it's so thick too, that when I use this MagSafe wallet, I can't even get my cards out because the camera's in the way. So, how should Apple fix this? Solution number 1, make the phone thicker. Yes, make the phone so thick that the entire iPhone will be the same thickness as the camera bump, not only giving you a perfectly flush design, but also a much bigger battery. But there's a problem with this too. Sure, you'll get an iPhone with amazing battery life, but then you're left with an iPhone that's quite literally even thicker than the original, and so much heavier too. Today's iPhones are already so heavy since they haven't just been making the camera bump bigger and thicker, but the entire iPhone itself too. When you take an iPhone 6 and compare it with the latest iPhone 15 Pro, you can just feel and see the difference. So let's not make the iPhone thicker, please. Solution number 2, redesign the camera layout. There's no other way to avoid the hump, so why not just embrace it? But this time with a new design that fixes all the problems that I talked about. Although this horizontal layout looks very Google Pixel-y, it would allow the phone to no longer rock on the table, since the camera hump is now evenly spread across the width of the iPhone. And with this design, MagSafe accessories can work more freely, since the horizontal camera arrangement will use less vertical space. Apple should take notes from their very own Apple Watch Ultra, which has this curved design like older iPhones, but then ends it vertically with a sharp edge for the display. If Apple uses a unibody titanium enclosure for this iPhone, it would not only make the phone more durable to drops, but also be lighter, since there will no longer be glass on the back. Now, what about wireless charging? Well, Apple could take further notes from the Google Pixel 5, which although had a plastic design, employed a circular hole in the middle to charge wirelessly. Apple could do something similar with titanium, or just have their own proprietary technology, like the smart connector from the iPad to charge and transfer data, but then that would just open a whole new suite of problems and complaints. As much as I want this design to change, I think it's really unlikely for Apple to change it. And if they do, it'll take a few more years. Because this is what makes it unique and special. When you catch a glance at one of these big triangular or diagonal camera layouts in the wild, you know it's an iPhone. It's not perfect, but it's what makes it stand out. Just like the iMac's big fat bezel at the bottom, or the fact that AirPods only come in white, or the Apple Watch's square design, whether you like it or not, you have to agree, this camera is what truly makes iPhone, iPhone.